I'm going to tell you the first thing that comes to mind when I got this request, okay? And just so you guys know, today we're checking out The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot. Now, this will be my introduction to Gordon Lightfoot, and this will be my first time hearing this song. But I was looking through the Buy Me a Coffee link, looking for inspiration for the next video I was going to react to. And the person said, you like stories, so you'll probably like this, or something along the lines of that. All right. Now, I might like the story. That don't mean I'm gonna like this song though. You know, especially since it's a song about a ship, which, you know, I'm open-minded enough to check it out. When I think of songs about ship or sailing or shipwrecks and things of that nature, the first song that comes to mind is My Heart Will Go On, or what is the song by Celine Dion? I think it's, yeah, My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion. Now, I know what you're saying. That's not a song about a ship. Well, whenever I hear the song, it's the first thing I think of. The Titanic was a great movie, and that was a massive song, by the way, by Celine Dion. So whether it is or isn't, that's the first thing. I don't know what comes to mind when you think of a song about a ship. If you think of this, then you are, you know, more balanced in your music listening than I am. All right, because I don't know what I'm about to experience. But I do find it interesting. I read up on it a little bit before I check it out. I do find it interesting that the tragedy happened in 1975, and he wrote the song the following year, and he wrote it, you know, by compiling all the news stories that happened with these 29 men. I believe it was 29 men, crewmen, that passed on this ship. And I always think artists that do selfless things like that, where they just make songs to memorialize and remember people, it's such a selfless thing, because it's so easy to go selfish when it goes to music, to sing about your own pain, your own triumphs. And I'm not saying he hasn't done that, but for what he considers to be his best work to be about other people, I just find that respectable. I respect that. So I can't wait to check this one out. Hopefully the song comes in. But the first thing that came to mind when you mentioned stories, and then you know, the song I'm checking out is about a ship, it made me think of those old pirate movies where the pirates sing, and they usually sing in story format. Maybe that's just how they used to remember a lot of things. So it made me think of that. Even when I was reading the lyrics, I was kind of reading in that cadence or whatever. So I'm babbling. All right, let's go ahead and get into this reaction. Please be sure to like the video if you like this type of content. Let's get into it. Let's go.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down at the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy.
This is exactly the cadence that I thought it would be in. Okay. Or whatever. And maybe a lot of it is taken from this. I don't know. But first impression, amazing.
With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned.
Beautiful storyteller.
Concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then
that's where I'm from.
Later,
let's talk about the other Cleveland. I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep reacting. Probably going to pause it more and piss you off, but it is what it is.
Terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind and the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait, when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain, in the face of a hurricane west wind.
I think that's a unique ability to be able to sing a song in story format, sort of like a documentary. And when he's singing it, you can visualize what he's saying. That's some of the greatest storytellers can do that. And he's doing it with these lyrics. And I feel like I'm watching a movie.
When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know you."
Oh, that's so terrifying.
The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
I wasn't expecting drums with this one, but I definitely love the bass line in this.
Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters.
That is a really hard verse right there. All that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Powerful. I got chills with that.
Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered.
And this break that they do in the middle of each verse is almost like a moment of silence. I don't know if they do it like that intentional, because they're not doing anything super special as far as like any solos or anything crazy like that. It's just a consistent thing with it. I'm digging it.
In a musty old hall in Detroit, they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early. That is a bone-chilling verse right there. You know, I recall a verse earlier where he mentioned that once the seamen saw the water rise to a certain level above the boat, they knew it was over with. I thought that was also pretty terrifying, and it's kind of hard to pull that off in music. At least I think, when you're listening to it, I don't hear a lot of music that makes me feel this particular way. So I got to give this guy credit. I'll rewind it back a little bit here.
The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Now, if you follow my channel, then you know that I am a fan of sad or somber music, okay? It doesn't make me feel sad in any kind of way. I can just resonate with the pain in a lot of that music, and I can relate to the artist, even if I'm not feeling that particular way. And I think it makes some of the best music, as well as music about love as well. In this particular case, this isn't a song that I would listen to on a consistent basis, because it is a song where it does make me feel a certain way about these gentlemen I never met, but I can empathize with being in a tragedy. Like, if one could actually imagine it, I'm pretty sure I really can't imagine it. But I mean, I have a vivid enough imagination to know how horrifying that experience would be. So this isn't a song that I would listen to consistently. I'd have to be in the mood to listen to it, but I do recognize its absolute brilliance the same way, I can in a film that I think was dope that I've only seen once. So that's kind of how I feel about this. I think that he's a great storyteller. I think this is an amazing track, and I would definitely love to check out more. If you're a fan of this artist, let me know in the comment section, your top 3 songs or so that I should check out from him. I'll come back to this video and look at the average of what everybody's saying, and and check that out. But shout out to the person that supported. The person that supported and sent in a request for this via the Buy Me a Coffee link in the description. I truly appreciate your support, and everyone who has donated to the channel, as most of these music reactions are not monetized. So you guys help fund the show, and I truly appreciate you. This was a great request. I thank you guys for spending your time with me, as your time is very valuable. If you want to hit me up directly, hit me up on Instagram or message me on my Patreon, where you can catch content that doesn't make my YouTube channel as well. Hope you guys have a great day. Peace.